We're inside M.C.Customs shop. Yeah, 78. No sé qué es. But he got that. Those are both his projects at the Impala in the shop is off the chain. He got some real nice graffiti artwork done. M.C.Customs. I mean, it reminds me of the tattoo I have on my back of my wife. Like, this time for graffiti. This shop is real nice and organized. As far as I can see, it's real nice and clean. So, just all the little details I see of the bodywork done to all the vehicles, like pretty much stripped down. Like stripped down to the bare metal. You can just picture La Bomba right here. My wife's laughing because she does that. We're trying to tell her. But hey, look, La Bomba eventually will get painted. You know, what color? I don't know. Anytime we're going to do it, it's going to be M.C.Customs. Definitely.
We want to introduce to you guys MC Customs here in Spring Branch, Houston. We're super excited. Mr. Mike has come and partnered with us on this. We're doing a 1988 one owner 350 700 R4 true original short bed. And Mike just confirmed with me it is the original paint color on there, correct, Mike? It is vented that color, so that is the original blue that came with that truck. And so Mike did some touch-up work for us, man, guys. So when we brought this truck to him, the hood and the top was in really bad shape, which was obviously just dry. It was just from sunburn.
The paint and the clear was all burnt up.
Yeah,
you know, Mother Nature got to it.
Yeah, just normal wear and tear for an old truck, right? Mike, you think the truck was resprayed at one time?
It was resprayed. I think somebody sprayed it just either to sell it. Maybe just try to make it look a little better.
Just make it look a little better, right? So yeah, so the truck was resprayed at one point, but thank God they used the original color. They kept it the original color, right? And so, you know, again, Mr. Mike came out. You know, we asked him, hey, Mike, we want to get on board with this. Last year, as you stated, Mr. Mike did that awesome, the best paint award surfboard that went to our guy at Johnny from M.P.S., which was another painter, and he went to his perfect build, right? And he has it on his shop as wall art. He's obsessed with that. Again, thank you, Mike. And so we came to Mr. Mike again and said, Mike, what are we going to do this year? And I brought him a whole truck. I was like, Mike,
bring it in.
Mike, you know, here's what we want to do. And Mike didn't hesitate one bit. He says, bring it on Monday. Let me take a look at it. And when we brought it on Monday, we just left it. And I'm like, you know, we'll figure it out later. And Mike is just a call a week later and says, hey, your truck is ready. Come pick it up. And I'm like, whoa, what happened, right? Like, I thought we were going to talk about it. He's like, that's not Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike, if he says something, he jumps on it. And him and his guys, man, their crew here, they got on it, knocked it out, and the truck's ready. Truck's ready. And what's more important about that is Mr. Mike, it was a charity donation. He says, man, I want to be a part of it like I was last year. He goes, don't worry about it, Fernando. Hey, this is my way of giving back to the community. He knows that, again, St. Jerome is in Spring Branch. This is his community. He goes, we're giving it back, man. And so paying it forward, which is absolutely awesome again. And that says a lot about Mr. Mike and his character. And we appreciate that he did that. And thank you, Mike, for doing that, man. And so, you know, again, whatever we can do to support you, Mike, we'll continue doing it. And that's what we got. What do you think?
Talk to us about your history with the shop, man.
Well, I started my shop when I was 25 years old. So I'm 55 now. From day one, you know, just been working hard and trying to give people what they want. The other thing is, you know, you just got to be honest with people.
Right.
You know, if you're going to do something, you know, keep your word, do it, and be done with it. Don't give somebody a price, and then once you start looking at it like, man, there's a lot of work, and so you put it to the corner and you just leave it there.
Exactly.
Years go by, you know, a lot of shops get in trouble that way. So basically, when I get something, if I touch it, I'm going to stay on it.
There for a while, you know.
No, usually we'll get the vehicles in and out. You know, I hate to have a shop cluttered with a bunch of cars that I can't touch.
Yeah.
You know, we have room for maybe 15 cars inside, and when the inside gets full, I won't take no more work in them. You know, people come and say, I want to drop it off, and you can take your time, man. when I'm ready to start them, you bring me the vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, so again, you know, if you got a shop with a bunch of clutter, it's just a headache. You know, you look at them and you're like, what do I do? You know, where are we going to start on? And basically just get on it, get it done, and get it back.
What made you say, hey, look, I want to do this for them?
Well, you know, the thing with this is that, you know, we have to understand that we have to help one another. Yeah. You know, we can always make money, you know, during the year and stuff, but when, you know, certain things come to me and people come to me and say, hey, you know, can you help us out? I'm always here to help people, you know, regardless. I mean, money is not everything. Okay. You know, so as long as you got a good name out there and people talk about you and they say good things about you, that's the most important thing, man. You know, that's the only thing you have in this world is your word, and you got to stick with it. You know?
Check the shop out, you know, MC Customs. Can you give us the address?
It's 5802 Milwee Street, Houston, Texas, 77092.
And a good phone number.
713-681-9243.
Yeah,
we got a 1988 original one owner truck, GMC, which is super rare, right? You know, they made very few GMCs. I want to say that the color reminds me of an indigo blue. And obviously, you guys know, if you know me, you know how I feel about blue. Because I'm the owner of Big Blue. And Mike painted Big Blue, just so you guys know. So, actually, Mike, Big Blue also belongs to Mike. Because I'm telling you, we have a personal love-hate relationship with Big Blue at times, right? And so, but Mike, every time, I'm gonna tell you something about this. Every time I tell Mr. Mike, hey, I got this going on, bring it by, bring it to the shop. You know, you imagine, he painted that truck almost 8 years ago. And for him to still say, bring it by the shop, man, that says already a lot about him, right? You know, like he just said earlier, keeping your word, making sure that's all you have in this world, right? It's your word, really, at the end of the day. And so his word and his work, he stands by, because he knew he's the only guy that touched that truck. He says, bring it by. And we bring it by, and he's 2 hours, 3 hours later, or the next day, he's like, hey, come pick it up. What? It's done, man. I mean, I just love working with people like that. Mike and I are talking about a little something different, maybe. So, again, sneak peek. We never know. Big Blue may get a two-tone.
Just whenever I feel like you feel good, man, you turn around and put some billet handles in it, something details. You make something work. You know, you make something happen on that truck.
So we always try to, right? It's hard to stand out in a sea of C10s, right? There's a ton of them, and these are now the new C10, the OBS, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Is everybody wants an OBS? It's a '90s classic, right? Everybody in the '90s wanted it, and now it's that '90s vibe is in style, right? And so Mike and I were just talking earlier. We're like, man, we should have bought about 10 of these 10 years ago, because they were giving them away. I mean, people were like $500, dude, get it out my yard, you know, like, you know. And so now it's the crave, right? And so, you know, we got an awesome giveaway. It's going to be, we're going to do 150 tickets for this truck at $100 a piece. 100% of the proceeds are going to go to the retreat. Why? You guys say, why that amount? Well, the retreat, in order to put it together, it's for 63 men at Holy Name Retreat Center, and the retreat costs $15,000. So what are we doing? We're covering the cost of the whole retreat center for everyone, and so that's why it's this amount.
Right. And then 1 in 150 chance, that's a pretty high opportunity for you to win an OBS. I mean, it's definitely, I mean, how many times you want to do a scratch off or play the lottery or whatever, and you tend not to win, but I mean, 1 out of 150 plus you're doing something great for the community, something like that. That just feels good, you know. And then you get the opportunity. I forgot to bless one of you guys out there with an OBS, and this one right here, we're trying to maintain as stock as possible, because you definitely want to build that at your own pace, right? So.
Exactly, Eduardo. You know, a lot of people, if you know me and you see my truck, I'm super into details, right? This is one thing that I have to strip myself away from that, right? We are not doing anything to this truck. We're not putting wheels on it. We're not dropping it. We're not doing a custom interior to it. We're leaving it 100% original, because that's what I've heard people want. You know, they're like, maybe you have a young man that's going to high school that wants to drive it to high school, or maybe you got a parent that wants to gift it to their grandchild, or maybe you have a grandparent that wants it for them. You know, and they just want a cruiser, you know, something they could take anywhere and drive anywhere. And so we're not touching it. The truck's all original already. And so it's staying with the original wheels, it's staying with the original stance, original engine, everything. Interior is going to be original, but everything in it functions. Air conditioning works, heater works. It starts right up, no smoke. Engine's got good miles on it, right? It's not destroyed, it's not beat up. Good compression. One owner, right? And so the bed, it's got this cover on it, which I don't even want to take it off because the floor is perfect. There's not even a dent on the floor. So, you know, whoever gets it, I can already see them building this truck, right? Especially, even if you win it for $100, you're like, I'm all in here. Let's start shopping, right? And so, and even if you say, again, the paint, I want to say from a scale of 1 to 10, it's a true probably 5 or 4. It's not perfect, right? It's got a little bit of orange peel, but if you want to bring it back to MC Customs and say, hey, I want to go all out now on it, Mr. Mike, guess what Mr. Mike's going to say? Yeah, because he's touched the truck already. He knows that this truck doesn't have a lot of rust on it, and so it's a rust-free truck too. And so that's hard to find as well, right? And so, again, it's a super nice starter for what it's for, and the donations that we're going to get. It's perfect for that. And so we're excited that we get this all original truck. You guys get to enjoy it with us. The build. There's still some more things coming, right? And we'll include you in that. You know, we're doing a headliner in it. You know, we're doing an interior detail that's going to be with glass, and my buddy Lorenzo, who knows Mr. Mike as well, is lowrider guy. Funny story. My detailer never met Mike. Through my interaction, he's a hydraulic guy on his Cadillac. Something happened to his car one day. Came in here, pulled up, knows Mr. Mike, has been in the lowrider scene since he was a kid, right? Pulled up. Guess what Mr. Mike did? What he just said. Helped the guy out. Lorenzo told me Mr. Mike didn't charge me, man. He says, man, get out of here, man. He goes, because he would, you know why? Because he was that kid at one time, trying to learn, right? And that's what this is about, right? Mr. Mike teaches me a lot all the time too, right? I'm sitting at his shop, I'm in his way sometimes, and he's like, all right, man. And so I've learned so much by watching him, you know, and even working on my truck has motivated me more just by seeing him and his passion. So again, we got a group of awesome people working on this thing, man. And so I'm excited. I can't wait to see who takes it. You know, 10 tickets are already sold. We didn't even start the raffle yet. Right. People are excited about it.
Guys, you need to jump on this giveaway right here. 50 numbers. Please reach out to C10, was it C10_ Nando
or Trucks and Coffee, Houston, Texas. Like the two, C10 Nando and Trucks and Coffee is my pages. I can relay to you, but also JMC Innovations, he can take you as well. But you know, we'll have everybody listed. What we're gonna do is we'll have all the names. We'll put them into our basket, our famous basket that we use. And on April 30th at 1 p.m. at St. Jerome Catholic Church, at the end of the car show, after the award ceremony, we will do a live giveaway of the truck, and we will obviously contact the people that same day, and if they want to come pick it up or wait on them, they can come get the truck. Remember, the truck is a clean title, blue title. Everything, all the paperwork, everything is good. You'll get a bill of sale, you'll get the title, and you'll be down the road.
I can't wait to see who takes it. Mr. Mike, we can expect you there.
I'll be there. Mr. Mike will be there. Of course he'll be there. Mr. Mike has been with me since day one. Before then, because Mr. Mike built my truck he got my truck in 2016. My truck came here. Mr. Mike took on my project and he worked on it and gave me a daily update. My truck needed a lot of metal work. My truck needed everything. We took the bed off. We took it all the way down. Then all we left was the cab on that truck. And so, again, Mr. Mike gave me daily pictures, which was real cool, right? When you work with somebody like that. And so, again, I've known him since 2016. You know, he's never let me down. And so, again, he doesn't let us sit down again with this build, right? And does something. And I told him, hey, we want to do something simple. And he goes all out, puts a pinstripe in it. You know, and this actually was original to these trucks this year. And so he added this extra touch, what I think looks very classy. But, man, overall, just a very solid truck. And I know we'll do some roundabouts of this truck, so we're excited.
Man, I don't know, you know, Mr. Mike, but I have a 1978 Ronda square body. I was trying not to talk to you about it, but it's in the primer state right now. But I'm definitely considering a paint job. And for sure, man, it's gonna be you.
No, man, anybody that pick it up, it'll be chopped and dropped.
It'll be chopped and dropped.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. You know, so stay tuned.
So Mike's into what are they, grommets? Is this what they're called?
Groms,
he's into the groms right now, which is real cool. But I will tell y'all something so that we're real clear, right? Is that if you're looking at this video and you're thinking about a shop and you want to talk to Mr. Mike, the best way is to give him a call first and set up an appointment. And when you set up an appointment, I will say this is make sure you come to your appointment, and number two, make sure you bring your truck to your appointment. I don't know how many times I've seen guys that want these builds done, and Mr. Mike can attest for it, but don't bring the truck for him to see, right? And he wants you to give this blind just price to what you want done. And so, you know, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You got to bring the truck out. And that's one thing about Mr. Mike is that when you bring it out, he'll look at it and he said, and he'll give you an honest opinion about the truck. He'll go over it very quickly and you'll get a price. And if it works for your budget, then great. And if it doesn't, it's okay as well, right? But I will also tell you something about Mike is he does work with certain budgets. Like I've seen him, trucks come here in stages, meaning that it needs metal work. Gets the metal work done. And then the customer comes, pays that tab, takes it, puts it back in their garage and says, all right, I need to save back up. I'm at the next level for paint. And so, again, whatever it is that you're looking for, Mr. Mike is willing to work with that. But again, please, like I said, always respect people's time. If you come, make sure you bring your build with you and make sure you make your appointment. And if you do set an appointment, make sure you stick to it. And that's one awesome thing I can say about Mr. Mike is, you know, his time is valuable. Just like he respects your time, please respect his time as well.
I think we're doing a good thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got to help each other out. So all I can say is let's go forward, man. Yeah. Hopefully everybody enjoys this day.
Yeah, kinds of work. You know, you work on cars, trucks, whatever you need.
Everything on 4 and 2 wheels.
Everything on 4 and 2 wheels.
4 and 2, excited. Whoever wins it. You know, OBS, you still got a lot of touch-ups. I think I heard HID kits. You got tires coming. You got headlights coming. I mean, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. You know, we're gonna try to give you. If you know anything about me, I'm gonna try to give you a very presentable, solid vehicle. It's already a super solid, rust-free, all original truck. But again, little details, right? We want to clean it up and make it very nice and comfortable for whoever owns it. To just honestly just drive it day one and just enjoy it. Don't need to do anything to it, right?
Yeah. Unless you want to, though.
Yeah, unless you want to get crazy.
Right.
Hey, let me tell you something. We all got that bug in us, right? I mean, I call it a sickness, right? And my wife calls it a sickness too, right? It's like, man, we really, you can, once you get one of these vehicles, you can't stop. You know, and when you see Mr. Mike's shop, he's going to show you his personal Impala, and then he's going to show you, we're going to show you a little bit of his personal square body. He's got a square body, chopped, dropped, and hooked up. I was just telling him, I wish he'd bring it back. It's the time to bring it back, but he's like, I don't know. But anyways, it's just cool, right? Because I want to be around people that have the same passion I do, right? And it's just classics, man. And that's M.C.Customs on Instagram. He posts a lot of videos and cool videos and start to build. He's got GTRs on there, got Lamborghinis, McLarens. Mike works on everything. Again, like I tell you, he's been in the community 27 years, so a lot of people know him and respect him. There's shops around here that utilize him as well for aftermarket bumpers and painting and, you know, just quick turnaround time. That's what he's kind of known of in the neighborhood for. And again, keeping his word. So, you know, again, check him out. You can look at his page before you even call him or anything and see if it's a good fit for you.
Yeah. Insurance claims? Insurance claims, guys. It doesn't have to be good, but if you get into a personal accident or anything like that, the insurance claims, it takes them.
Yeah, I think insurance claims are probably bread and butter here, right, Mike?
Yeah, man, that's what makes us money. That's why when I work on stuff like this, it's more of a passion. It's not really about the money. You know, there is really no time as far as labor goes, you know. So if you tell somebody, oh, well, you know, I'll charge you $10,000 to paint the truck, and you're working on it for 3 months, there's no money in it, you know. You just got to have love for it.
Man himself, man, you got to have love for it. Love for it, man, and I think we all do, right?
It's chopped.
Yeah, it's chopped, bro.
I got this truck, man. The thing is, my dad gave me this truck when I was a kid, man. Before I could even drive, my dad gave it to me. It was an old farm truck. And he gave it to me, I think it was like an 82. And it was big, it had a big blue sticker on it, and it was the original blue color on it. And I took that truck, and that truck was from the 80s, you know, the way they had the big 50s on it, and they had the graphics on it. I had it all really nice, interior was clean, and I never showed it, I always drove it. So then the 80s come around, I chopped the top on it, put the Daytons, put 2 pumps on it, I had hydraulics on it. It was really nice, and the years went by, my kids grew up, I drove them, you know, it just, I parked it. And what happened to the truck is, you know, Mother Nature took its place, and I just left it. And a lot of people ask me, you want to sell it, you want to sell it? I never sold it, and I'm not going to sell it. It's going to rust there forever because my dad gave me this. So
sentimental value.
That's a sentimental value, man. You know, in the day it was really nice, but now it's not. But you know, again, it's just a lot of memories, so I keep it. When I was a kid, he was a bodyman and frame man. He worked at all the dealerships here in Houston. He kind of showed me what to do, and I just took it from there.
my spare body, I called her La Bomba because something's always blowing up.
Well, that, you know, this truck has showed me a lot, man, because again, you know, I was a kid, so I learned how to do brakes, I learned how to do, you know, carburetors, and I kept the truck running. And again, the truck was really nice at one point, but you know, it's just memories, man. So that's the reason I keep it around.
That's the memories I have with my kids on there, you know.
Exactly, man. That's what you got to cherish, man. The memories that's something, you know, gives you. You know, your kids, you know, family is very important. You know, spending time with your kids is very important. You know, it's all about your family, man. That's where it starts out. You know, if you want your kids to grow up and be, you know, do good things and you know, get raised right and not be out there in gangs and, you know, not be doing, you know, dumb things. It starts at home. Yeah, you got to be able to raise your kids right. I mean, you know, the thing is when you do something for someone and you call them up and you tell them, hey, your vehicle is ready, and they show up to your shop and they have a big grin on their face the minute they see it, man, that's you know, that's a reward in itself, man.
Never gets old.
Yeah, you know, you don't hate to see people when they walk up and they have a frown on their face. No, man, you know, usually my customers are real good about it. Quick story, I had a guy brought me a vehicle one time, and he calls me on the phone. He says, hey, man, he goes, can you do a flame job on my truck? And I said, yeah, I can do a flame job on your truck. He says, I'm going to bring it to you. He says, the last guy that did my truck, man, you know, when I called him and I said, hey, is the truck ready? He goes, yeah. And I asked him, I said, how's it look? And he's like, well, you need just to come by and look at it, man, you know. He goes, right there, it was a bad feeling. He said, but when I called you after you painted it and I asked you, man, how's the truck look? First thing you could say is, man, it looks really good, man. You're going to be very, very, very happy.
Behind your work.
And he showed up and he said, dude, I didn't even have to look at my truck. Just by talking to you on the phone, I knew it was going to be right.
Remember, they didn't make, I mean, the step sides already were different, but it's a long bed one. So that's how you know it was really a farm truck.
Oh my goodness.
So I want to imagine in that time, someone special ordered it like that. You know, someone on the farm says, hey, I want a step side, but I need it to be a long bed. So yeah, it's real cool. It's a real cool. Like, that's what I'm telling. I tell Mr. Mike all the time, man, Mike, get it back out there, man, or just get it running and drive it like that. He's like, no.
Yeah.
And if you see, man, again, the wire wheels, the Danes back there, you know.
Back in the day.
I mean, you know how many people right now would be like, are cringing because they see them pitted up over there. And Mr. Mike's like, it's all good. Yeah. You know how many of those I've had in my lifetime. Mr. Mike was a guy that would go to a car show, have a fully decked out 6'4" Impala, and drag that thing on the back bumper, scraping. Didn't care that he had to take it off and paint it the next day. He didn't care. He was like, man, he would drive.
A daily driver.
He would drive his stuff.
Yeah, the thing with putting a lot of money in your vehicles is, you know, yeah, you can put it in your garage and it looks really nice, and you trailer it back and forth. Where do you really get the feel of driving it? You know, when you're driving a nice car, it's how do I put this, man? It's a feeling you get inside. You know, when you're driving and people are looking at your car, it's addictive. Yeah. You know, and the thing is with that is like, man, I used to get that feeling just driving my car. So I would say, why am I going to keep it in the garage? I'm going to drive this thing, man. You know how many 3-wheels I hit on each corner? You know, and people were just like, whoa, man. You know, they'd fall out their window just looking at it. You know. Sure. And you know, I got pulled over a couple times for doing 3 wheels, and the cops were very upset. But at the end of the day, man, they let me go. They wouldn't give me a ticket.
Park that day, I think we had almost probably 150, 200 sports classics there. Ford, Chevy, Dodge, some cool Toyotas. Right. You know, just everyone's coming out now, and it's just so cool to see that everybody.
You figure that most of them Chevy pickups are in Houston.
Man, it's so many Chevys in Houston. It's awesome. It's awesome to see it. So many people take passion and just classics.
Man. Big wheels and big trucks.
Big wheels and big trucks, man. Yeah.
We drive, you see all kinds.
Yeah. We favor the billets a little bit, you know, because we got billets.
Yeah. You gotta have some bling, man.
We like the bling a little bit, but at the end of the day, man, I like everybody. I like people when they're like at this stage, like you know, when you're your stage, right? Like if you saw Eduardo's truck the first time, you know, you're like, man, what an awesome kid who just bought a truck and he didn't even know what he got into.
And I parked right next to Rick Sington's truck.
Yeah.
So it's like night and day right there. I was like, man.
Before and after, right? Maybe your dream, right?
I saw what it could be, you know.
Yeah, the potential.
Like the potential. So, I mean, it just inspired me more.
Yeah. And again, one thing about, like I tell Mike and I always talk about this, right? Is like your build should be a process, man. Like, it's no rush. Not everybody's on the same budget. Take your time, man. I mean, it don't have to be rushed. Like, what are you rushing for? What happens is you rush, and then it's done, and then you're like, what do I do next? What do I do next? And I'm saying that because that's me. I'm like, what do I do next, right? Like, it's always versus saying, man, you know. Again, I took my time with my project, but there's a lot of people sometimes try to rush through a project, right? and then they're like, man, I got a bad shop, I got bad this.
Exactly.
Take your time, talk to people. That's why Trucks and Coffee is so awesome, because it brings us all together and we can talk and say, hey man, this is who I use, this is what I did to save money. We've done that on a lot of projects, right?
Yeah. M.C.Customs, guys. There's a pretty cool shop. Check them out. We put all the details below. I mean, you can't go wrong with man who has a passion, who has a love. That keyword right there, love for what he does.
In the heart of Spring Branch, heart and soul Spring Branch, right here. It's his neighborhood. It's funny when we posted the pictures at the Rice, when I did the new shoot with Big Blue.
Oh, okay.
He was the first one to comment. The old rice, what were they?
The rice mills.
The rice mills, right?
Rice mills,
from back in the days, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's got history, man. That was the old rice mills, and a lot of the kids, and this is what I was saying, because I used to do a lot of paint work, and I had a bunch of kids that would do graffiti art.
Okay.
And they would actually climb the rice mills and do graffiti, and they were able to step on top with binoculars and look out for the police so they could do their graffiti. That's why you see all that stuff down, but you know, it just goes through a lot, man.
Yeah.
And they've been there forever, man.
They've been there forever. Yeah. It's a history of Spring Branch and Houston, those rice mills right there, which is real cool that they've kept them and it stays in the neighborhood. It makes for great pictures. We got a ton of likes on that video and those pictures with Nico, and so it was good stuff. But guys, subscribe to the channel, Gas Pedal Project. Make sure that you lock this in. Comment down below. Did you like the video? M.C.Customs, are you coming by, or are you going to call them? We're excited to see the new business that Mike gets, and obviously, at the end of the day, we're just brothers helping brothers out. That's it. Brothers helping brothers. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
We're tuning out.
All right.
Peace.
OBS giveaway, guys. Stay tuned. GMC. Look at that pink drum. M.C.Customs.